Welcome back to another episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast. You might notice this is a little bit different today. There is a reason for that. So, first off, I want to share some exciting news with you. So, my husband and I, we are expecting our fourth child. So I'm due end of August, which, knowing me, I've gone late with 2 out of the 3 pregnancies. My first pregnancy, I was induced. So most likely it'll be a September baby. But with that, made some changes in how I'm operating things within my life, within my business. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. And really, it comes down to prioritizing and letting go of the things that we don't need to do and the reason that we do that. So, baby and I are doing great. We'll start with that. We've had our appointment. We got to hear the heartbeat, all those things, which is incredibly heartwarming, I guess would be the best way to put that. Especially since Brooklyn is our rainbow baby. We did have a miscarriage in between Wyatt and Brooklyn. So with most of my pregnancies, I've had really bad morning sickness, and, pregnancy in general, most do not feel fantastic all of the time. So there's been a lot of grace that I've had to allow myself because, I love what I do. I love doing this. It's part of the reason why we started the podcast. It's part of the reason why I became a money confidence coach. And I've done this for so long. It's actually going to be 10 years, almost right around this time. It's been about 10 years. It was after my oldest son was born and he turned 10. When this goes live, it'll be yesterday. So you can wish him a belated happy birthday. But I've been doing this for so long now. Like, this is what I love to do this. And we'll talk a little bit in a minute about why that was so important. But when you don't have the energy and you don't feel good, it wasn't going to happen. And being able to be okay with what was accomplished, even if it wasn't a lot, that's a big deal. And I've taken some other steps, in prioritizing. We've talked before about my time management and cleaning strategy and making even more of a priority. There was always a little bit of prioritizing what we need to get done and letting go of some of the stuff that we don't need to do. Now, I know you might not have a business. And if you do, we can use this to apply to this. But even if you don't have a business, there are things that we do because we feel like we have to do them, like everybody does them, but really we don't. This is your life, your money, your life, right? We have to be okay eliminating some of those things. And you might be thinking okay, what, Aimee? Some of my periodic cleaning. Now, I've had my husband and my oldest are really the two that can do this, but I stepped up, have them handle it. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit melancholy for those who know what that means. I like the details, and vacuuming is something I like having my floors clean. And we had 3 kids and a dog. So we vacuum twice a week now because we've kind of gotten a little bit of the dog hair under control. Used to be that I had to be every other day, but twice a week now. And having my oldest vacuum, and he does a good job. It's just not always up to the level that I would do it at, and being okay with that, and being okay with the fact that what, I'm more tired now, so I need to go to bed early, and letting go some of those things that we don't need. And I feel like this is so important, so crucial, even if you're not expecting, even if you're not doing these things, take a look at what is something that you're doing that you don't enjoy doing, that you're not seeing any results from, and you're just doing it because you feel like we have to. Now, Pinterest is an example for me. Pinterest was amazing for a long time for traffic. And I haven't left it in the dust completely. But after algorithm changes last July, my account just never recovered. And I'm sure it works great. I know it works great for some, and I'm sure it can work great for me again. But there has been a long enough time that I was not seeing the results that I had in the past, that I've been able to reprioritize and not doing as much on Pinterest. And it might not be like a lot of time that was saved, but it's one less thing on my to-do list. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. But then even more than that, when this goes live, we will be driving back from my grandmother's funeral. She passed away unexpectedly. And I mean, we knew that she was sick, but like for it to happen then, I don't know that we had as much of a warning. Now, she lived out of state. So of course, like my father who was there and all of that, like they had a better indication. But the point is, there's things that we've talked about time and time again. There's things that we have to handle and take care of and be able to move things around to be able to be there. I mean, not only is there like travel and my husband taking off and me moving appointments and recordings and obligations, and not only do you have the expenses of the travel, then you have the loss of wages, and being able to be in a spot where we've created those unstoppable finances, even though there was 2 pretty big obligations, because we paid upfront for all of the prenatal expenses. You get a little bit of a discount. And since we have the money in savings that we were using for that, why not? There's a big chunk of money that we were spending at one time. But because we had done the work that we needed to, and we were able to make the things that were important to us a priority, we were able to make that happen. So I guess what the point of this week's episode is first, y'all are the first to know, officially, publicly, that we are expecting baby number 4 this year. And don't be afraid to stop doing things that you're just doing because people tell you you need to do them. And then the third part would be, we never know what's coming. We know something's coming. We just don't know what. That something is going to happen. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's the last couple of years have shown us anything. It should be that. Now, of course, myself and my family went through our obstacles a couple of years ago, but it's an ongoing process. So if you haven't taken the steps that you need to create the financial security, to create those unstoppable finances, to be able to provide for your family like that you need, that you want to, in a way that feels good, and without like the restrictions, the limitations, all of those things that come up, like it is possible. And it's not just about the amount of income you make. We talk about that time and time again. We have to focus on a well-rounded approach. And if you're struggling with that, I just want you to know it's possible. So keep it short and sweet for today. Let's see. Your challenge. I don't even know that I really have a challenge. You know what? Let's do this. Your challenge today. Let me know something that you're going to at least consider removing because you're just doing it because you feel like you have to and you really don't. That's your challenge for today. And if you've ever thought about joining Money Masters Inner Circle, we are giving the program a makeover. Prices are going to increase after the makeover is complete. I'll drop a link in the show notes to the wait list. Of course, it's not open enrollment right now, but get on the wait list and I will make sure that we open it for you before the makeover is complete and the price goes up. I'm really excited about the program, basically doing away with one-on-one coaching as of right now, in the interest of consolidating my time, really focusing on the Money Masters Inner Circle program, making it completely amazing, game-changing for you to be able to step into those unstoppable finances that you were called for, and really an unstoppable life. Because like we've talked about, your finances affect all other areas of your life. So don't forget your challenge. Send me a message on Instagram. What's something you're at least considering removing because you're only doing it because you think that you need to do it, and then go jump on the Money Masters Inner Circle waitlist. We'll see you next time for another episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast. Bye for now.